Welcome back, everyone, to Open Line. We are talking about movies. Yes, we can actually do that. We can indulge me and all of us, hopefully, and talk about movies. The Academy Awards are coming up this Sunday. We have with us film critic Jason Shawhan. He's joining us via Zoom. We talked about Nomadland and Mank already. And now we're going to play the full trailer for this next movie. And I want you to set it up before we play the trailer. It's probably about 2 minutes long. Sound of Metal.
Okay. A musician who plays in a noisy punk rock metal band finds out that he's losing his hearing. And how do you adjust that when what you do and how you express yourself is so related into what you hear?
Very well done. Okay, so let's watch the whole trailer, then we'll come back and talk some more about why this is getting so much praise. But here's the trailer for Sound of Metal.
You sound great.
Yeah, right.
What? You're telling me you weren't feeling it? You were in it.
Hey,
we don't need to put them all out.
I know, but we just need to film them.
Your hearing is deteriorating rapidly.
We'll come back. Till then, Lou, we just keep going, okay?
No.
Lou,
No.
let's play tomorrow. Let's see what it's like, okay? I'm gonna be like a click track. You can play to me.
You have to understand, your first responsibility is to preserve the hearing you have.
I can't hear you. Do you understand me? I can't. I'm deaf. I'm deaf.
I found a place.
I think it's important that you stay here with us right now, Ruben. We're looking for a solution to this. Not this.
I need you to wait for me, okay? You're it for me, Lou. You're my heart. You're it for me, okay? You gotta wait for me. Life.
Ruben, the world does keep moving. It can be a damn cruel place. But those moments of stillness, when this crappy, mundane world suddenly becomes radiant and magnificent. All the fear is gone. That place will never abandon you.
Wow. See, I'm moved just by that trailer. That trailer is astounding. And I hadn't seen the trailer because we're not going to theaters. I just saw it's on Amazon Prime, I believe, and I had seen it as an option, and one night I clicked on it and it started out with some really loud music and I just clicked off and I was like, I don't think this is for me. Then I see it's nominated, I watched it and I was blown away by it. And you can take it from there. I'm blown away by how the director takes us inside his lack of hearing, the main character's lack of hearing. Just astounding. Oh, it's so well done.
Yeah, it shows you how sensory filmmaking can be, in the way that when it takes in something that you depend on away, how you react to that, how you depend on. I'm always, anytime I watch a film in a that's not in English, there's part of me is just like, I wish. Like, I understood this. I wish I understood this language. And after this, I was just like, you know, it breaks my heart that I've never sought out taking an ASL class to learn sign language, because it just seems like such an incredibly useful thing. And just watching someone be forced into that, to where it's like the same situation as when someone, they find themselves behind enemy lines in Europe in the 40s or whatever. I mean, like there's so many different things where you put into a situation where you have to learn a new way to communicate to keep yourself alive. And I feel like what this film does is it gets that necessary immediacy that we take from that sort of situation, and it puts it in a completely different context. And it's like this film. The metal aspect of it is, that's a barrier to a certain extent, but like facing the loss of hearing or like, the degradation of your own senses and the way that your body lets you down over time, that's something that everyone can relate to. And I think that's one of the reasons why this film has crossed over. Also because Riz Ahmed, who is an incredible actor, I think when he caught everyone's attention in a supporting part in the movie Nightcrawler back in, was that 2014 or 15 or so? Back in the mid 2010s, he was so good in that as like the moral center of that very complicated and complex film. And so that, it's one of those things that like, it just sort of puts an automatic response in a lot of people's minds, like need to pay attention to him. So that when he comes up with something completely unexpected, like, I mean, because like usually when you think about a film that's about like someone losing a sense and learning to compensate for that, it's a triumph of the human spirit, like middle of the road kind of thing. Sometimes it's a movie of the week, whatever. But this is an art film. This is an experimental work that it's like it dressed up for Halloween as like the kind of respectable movie that like, like the grandparents would enjoy this, like anybody who's dealing with like medical stress could find something to relate to in this. And it's just like, haha, got you. I'm actually been an art film all along. And I love that.
And now, okay, we have to, I want to ask you really quickly. All right, so was it released in theaters? I mean, this was on Amazon Prime. I encourage everyone to watch this, but it was on Amazon Prime, right?
It's Amazon and Netflix had, for the longest time, had very different approaches to their films. Netflix, until they started buying theaters of their own, they sort of like were just like, no, we've got the streaming, that's all we need. Whereas Amazon has always tried to get even like, rudimentary theatrical releases for its films. So the Sound of Metal played locally at the Belcourt back when they were open during December.
Okay.
For the Christmas season. So it did play in theaters before it was actually even on Amazon.
And are you surprised this got nominated? Is that a surprise or not?
I mean, I'm surprised in that it restores my faith in like, nominating committees. Because like, to me, it struck me as the kind of thing that would just slip by. It was a little too abrasive, a little too weird or experimental. So, I'm ecstatic that it was nominated.
All right, we're going to take a break. We have a couple of calls. We'll take a couple of calls. And we're also going to play Promising Young Woman, that trailer, talk about that. Take a break. Be back right after this.